Well, happy Friday, folks. I tried to put this together real quick and invite a bunch of people, but of course, Facebook wouldn't let me. Someone else's new. So happy Friday, good kids and others who may be watching this recording. My name is Tracy Lawrence, author of the best-selling book Dementia Sucks, founder of Grand Family Planning, and the family caregiver's best friend. I'm also the instructor of the Family Care Survival course, which is available on Udemy. Lots of people have gotten smart about learning what they need to know in order to be a smarter, healthier, better prepared caregiver. As too many people fall into caregiving without any preparation. And since my husband calls me the prepper, among other things, I like to help people to prepare for that time in their lives when their parents are aging and they're starting to notice that there are issues and that they're going to have to get more involved in their parents' care. I want them to understand what the issues are. Because if you don't, there are things that can happen that might have been avoidable, and most terrible things are avoidable. So I created that course for you guys, for people who are about to embark on their caregiver journey. And even if you're already along, and if you have not had that urgently important conversation with your loved ones, the people you're helping, the people you're going to doctors with, the people whose prescriptions you're picking up, the people whose bills you're helping with. If you haven't had these conversations, you're in for it. So while they are still cognitively intact, you want to have these conversations. They're urgently important. And I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. I will tell you that I am a very blessed person. I was very fortunate in that when my parents got to got to their golden age, and my father used to joke about the golden years and how that was a crock of, yeah. Uh, and he used the word because he wasn't afraid to cuss. One of the things I found very appealing about my dad. Um, they did a lot of smart things before they got sick. They spoke to their attorney. They got their wills done. They talked about advanced directives, their living will. They appointed their children to be their healthcare proxy. In other words, the person who can speak for them if they can't speak for themselves, and their power of attorney. That's the financial piece. That enables them to say, if I can't write a check, my kid will write the check for you. I grant my child or whoever they're appointing their power of attorney to be able to do the things for them that they can no longer do for themselves. And these are all appointments that have to be made in a particular way, depending on where you live. Okay. And incidentally, I think it's really important to point out right now, you need to know this. If you have kids who are over the age of 18, they are considered liberated. That means that in order for you to be able to speak for them, you need to have a letter from your child stating to whom it may concern that you give anyone treating you permission to speak with them if something happens to you. All right. This is extremely important stuff, guys. So please think about it. And if you haven't seen an attorney to get your parent stuff done, to get your stuff done, to get your kids' stuff done, make a call. Find an elder law attorney. A good elder law attorney will be able to help you to create all of these documents the right way. And they will even help you to draft that letter and get it notarized for your child. So if they're at school and they have an issue and they need you to be able to intervene and they want you to be able to talk to their doctor, all right, it's extremely important that they have that document. So get it done now. While you're thinking about it, put it on your calendar, research, find an attorney who can help you and be ready. And you also want to be able to have them available so that when you have the conversation with your parent and they finally capitulate and say, okay, you got me, let's go, let's do this. You want to have a place to go. Don't put it off. This is really important. You don't want to be scrambling looking for an attorney once they say yes, because if they say yes today, they may say no again tomorrow. So you want to be ready. You want to make the appointment. You want to get going. You want to be on top of this. It's important, guys. And if you want to know more about why it's important, reach out to me. I will give you links. I will give you information. I will help you. I also offer a free 1 hour complimentary, that's what free means, consult with me. All right. So this is an opportunity you don't want to miss. There's a lot of really great information swimming in this brain here. Okay. So if you haven't read my book, get my book. It's on Amazon. You can download it as a Kindle edition if you want to. It's not expensive. You can take my course. Also, not expensive. Maximum you'll pay is $24.99. If you reach out to me, I can even give you a coupon to give you a guaranteed discount. Up to you. I also offer that there are group discounts. So if you've got a business and you want to buy the course for your employees, it's a great benefit. So you want to have that too. I know this sounds a little more salesy than what I usually do, but guys, this really does come from my heart. I'm not doing this for money. If I was doing this for money, I would not. This wouldn't be a non-starter. Okay. I'm doing this because I care, because there are people who need to know this. There are people who need to hear this. And I'm putting this out so that more people will hear this. I've said all these things before, and I will continue to say them because for a lot of people, this is brand new information. And for those of you for whom it's brand new information, take it to heart. Take action on it. Reach out to me. If you need professionals to work with, I work with great professionals. Just so you know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an attorney, but I do work with doctors and attorneys and people who can help you to get the best possible solutions to issues that you have going on in your life. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to say to you is that these days there is a truckload of misinformation being thrown at us. It's everywhere. And if you don't know this yet, the people who speak from the major networks are not telling you the truth. If you doubt me, I encourage you to listen to what they're saying and then research it. Because there are alternative sources out there, and you can find out what's really, truly going on if you dig a little bit. If you're looking for resources, if you want information on a particular topic, and you feel like maybe, just maybe, the people I'm seeing on my favorite news station are not telling me the truth, I encourage you to contact me. Because, listen, I don't know everything. Nobody does. There's only one entity that knows everything, if you believe in that sort of thing. And that's a guy whose name begins with G. And I don't know if he even has a gender, but um, the answers are all in the mind of God. And again, now, another thing, I'm not as a profoundly religious person, but I am a spiritual person. And I have come to believe in God in my very own way. And I know that there is a God of some kind. And he's pretty busy right now. However, I consider myself somebody who does his work, and I am very committed to getting the best possible information to the people who want it. All right. So if you're having any doubts about anything that you're seeing and you don't know who to ask, first thing I say is check in with yourself. Listen to your heart. Connect with all of the information that you have received over the course of your life. Ask yourself what you know is true. Okay, from your years on the planet, because in the last couple of years, a lot of things that you know without doubt are true have been called into question. And the propositions that you have been offered as truth, if you look at them at more than face value, you're going to ask questions. So, folks, this is a time where life and death hinge on what you do with these thoughts. If you're questioning what you're hearing, you have reason to. The people who you have come to trust, for the most part, are not trustworthy. And I'm not sitting here telling you, trust me. You don't have to. You know, for all I know, we may completely disagree on some things. And that's fine. And I'm totally open to that. And if somebody suggests something to me and I don't think it's correct and they have a reasonable idea and they're able to articulate it to me, I will always consider another person's point of view. Because I believe the mind is like a parachute. It only works well if it's open. But we're living in a time of great cognitive rigidity, where people are told to think a very particular way, and if they wander off the reservation and think a different way, which kind of conforms with the way that they've always thought, they are very often cast in the role of being crazy, conspiracy theorist, and other unattractive terms that get thrown at people who have, I have been like consistently surprised by the people who have been booted off of their platforms, people who I followed for years, people who have appeared on all kinds of talk shows offering all kinds of information and books, doctors from esteemed institutions, epidemiologists, researchers, people who've invented technologies that are being implemented right now in ways that the inventors never envisioned, who are speaking up and saying, hey, maybe that isn't the best possible use of this technology right now, are being cast in a very negative light. And it's kind of scary. So when you're faced with these kinds of situations, where you don't know who to believe, you don't know what to believe, turn inward. Take a deep breath. Excuse me. Take a deep breath. Clear your mind. Think about what it is that's puzzling you. And then consider what you know about the topic. And if you still need more to help you come to a decision about something that you've learned, I sincerely suggest that you reach out to someone who may have more information than you do, who may have access to resources that you have not found, who may have some ideas that you will find helpful. I am a person who pays attention to a lot of stuff. And I look at a lot of different resources and sources that may have some value for you. So, in the event that you hit on something that is troublesome, that is suggesting that you do something that you don't feel really good about doing or have questions about, rather than panic or just react, think about it. Enlist the aid of someone who knows more about the subject than you do. Gather up some resources. Learn what's at stake. And then make an informed decision. Once you've done that and you've arrived at a decision, then you can have peace around it. Now, there are people who go through this process, myself included, and sometimes even after a great deal of consideration and research and finding out stuff, you start running out of time and you have to make a decision. But if you've done your due diligence, if you've done some research, and you come to that time where you have to make that decision, then you can have peace around it, knowing that you had to make a decision, you made the decision, and you did it with the best information you could find at the time. Okay, then you can proceed, go through your life in peace, knowing that you've done your due diligence, knowing that you made the best possible decision at the time with the information that was available. But I'm here to tell you that the most readily available source of information right now tends not to be the best information, tends not to be the most truthful information. So, please, for your well-being and the well-being of those you love and care about most, do the research, reach out to the experts. Even if you have to pay an expert for their opinion, what's your life worth? What value can you place on the lives of your loved ones? So sometimes paying for the opinion of an expert, it's worth its weight in gold, and it can very possibly save your life and save the life of someone you love. So that's my 2 cents for this week. And I hope that you enjoy your weekend with your loved ones and have great peace around the decisions that you make when you follow your heart. Thanks so much. Enjoy your weekend.